Hey, I'm Lindsie. I'm the Chief Happiness Officer here at SimScale, and I want to introduce you to my very exciting colleague.
Chris, hi, I'm the head of HR here at SimScale. Yeah, looking forward to answering your questions today.
Yeah, we're going to start by answering questions from social media and then any live questions from the comments. And if we can't answer your questions live, we'll answer them in a forum post and link it to the video. Should we get started?
Definitely.
Cool.
First question here from Twitter. What does it mean to be a Chief Happiness Officer?
Hey, Daniel from Twitter. So what my job entails is being cognizant of the employee experience. I think anyone familiar with sales will be used to the transformation that happened where we stopped thinking about a customer as just this end user and started thinking about like a solution-based service. And so for me, that's sort of what I do with our employees, where I'm thinking about what makes us want to come to work, what makes us want to stay, what makes us want to be part of a culture, what gives us purpose and drive. And yeah, that's what I'm working towards establishing here at SimScale.
Cool.
Yeah.
And why do you come to work every day?
To give purpose and meaning to everyone that's here. Yeah. What's your favorite thing about SimScale?
I love the product. I think we've got an awesome product. Of course, the employees too, right? As head of HR, we should really talk about employees, but at the same time, our product is super cool. The fact that we're simulating, we've got that in a cloud-based solution, and we've got lots of people here that are fascinated by the product.
Yeah.
Is why I really like coming to SimScale every day.
Nice. Yeah, I think operationally, my favorite thing about SimScale is the transparency that we have established here. I think it's really unique to find companies where bi-weekly you sit down for an all-hands meeting where literally projected on the wall is everyone's up-to-date status. There's unbelievable cross-team communication and collaboration, and just to have things so open really allows for a really safe and productive working environment. And I think that is something that is so special about working here.
I have to reiterate on that. I can remember before coming for my first day, having my objectives clearly laid out. So I knew what I was coming into, and we've continued that. So all new employees coming into SimScale have an idea of what's going to be there on the first day for them in the first few months. And that's shared with the team and the company. Yeah. And so everybody knows what everybody's doing. And that's something that's pretty cool about what we've got going on here. Yeah,
definitely. We have a question from Facebook from Jen. How would you describe our ideal candidate?
Okay. Well, obviously it depends on the role, but to sum it up, I think definitely to have the technical expertise in order to do the job. Definitely have the knowledge and the attitude for it, but at the same time to have the cultural fit for us as a business, which aligns quite nicely with our values that we have here in the organization. If I summarize those into three main areas, we're really looking for people that are looking to achieve. We are a startup business that are driving into new markets, and we want people to be competitive. We want people that are going to be working along in terms of relationships and building relationships internally and externally to the business. We've got a very tight-knit team here at SimScale. We do a lot of things together, and I know we can maybe touch on that after I finish talking here about how we have events for our team. And the third thing that we're really looking to do, or really looking for, are people who are tenacious and have that tenacity and resilience, definitely, in order to be able to push through when times are tough.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, definitely our values are challenging the status quo and also being able to put the team's interest ahead of our own, which I think is easier to do when there is that transparency of communication and that value of collaboration, and that everyone has a voice and a role, and good ideas are what matter most here.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
I touched upon, some of the events that we've got going on for team members. Do you want to touch on that?
Yeah, so it's really neat to see how motivated people are to make this a great place to work. We have a SimCare team, which is established of all volunteers, where we literally sit down every week and think, what can we do this week that is going to have a positive impact and make people excited about coming? I think it's easy to reduce happiness officer roles into party planning. And while parties are definitely a part of it, it is a larger scope into thinking what is going to provide our employees the greatest experience, and how can we give them opportunities that will allow them to continue to develop. And while we have parties, we have volunteer opportunities where people will cook for each other and learn about different cultures. We have learning opportunities, for example, with Udemy, where we started that this year, which is really exciting. So we have different employees taking various courses to expand their professional, personal knowledge. And that's been a really big hit so far.
Definitely. Cool.
Yeah.
We've got a live question here from Gino. What about expanding team with people from overseas? And do they need to move to Germany? What about being based in other countries?
Funny you should ask. We do have a US location as well.
Oh, we do, yeah. So we've got a team based out of Boston and New York. And we also have people that are working overseas. And for certain roles, we do consider remote working. Mm-hmm. In addition to that, we do support in terms of relocation people with the right knowledge, skills and attitudes for roles here in Munich. And so the last few people that we've had joining the team have been coming from different parts of the world, including South America, Russia, Australasia, Canada. So definitely an international team here with 33 different cultures already. We're looking to expand on that as we move forward. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So hope that answers your question.
Yeah, absolutely. So what would you say gives people a competitive edge? If you're applying here to SimScale, what would give you a competitive edge?
Okay. I think, again, it comes back to the answer of what we're looking for from people. That competitive edge is really having the knowledge base and the experience in the fields that we're looking for. You know, we're in this really exciting area of CFD. And lots of people are really passionate about it, but having obviously the knowledge in that area and the experience, and as Joseph writes here, you know, that competitive edge is having that experience and also the passion and drive to really come into this field. You know, it stems throughout the business. It's really engaging, and even us in the HR team, we're really keen to know more about CFD. On a weekly basis, we're we're simulating and finding out more about the product, and that's a lot of fun.
No, of course.
Okay, cool. Another question here.
So Tammy, I had done a CFD for Undertray. The inputs and mesh were all correct, and I've even shown it to SimScale helpers. Still, the process chart was showing wrong results. Can you suggest any proper tutorial for this? Well, we have amazing staff that can help with this. If you chat with any of our AEs, they'll be so happy to help you. This is an HR-related chat at the moment, but we can definitely make sure that you find the right people to help you.
Definitely. The recommendation here is write in the forum. Yeah, okay. And by writing in the forum, our guys there in the customer success team will definitely reach out to you and help you however they can.
Yeah, for sure.
Super. Another question from Julia here. As far as US locations, are those roles more in the area of business and not for developer and development? Yeah, definitely in the US, we have a team there that's looking for customer success and sales. Right, as you're pitching out there, the majority of our development team is based here in Munich. As stated before, for people with the right skill set, we would support them in their relocation to the Munich office. Yeah. Okay. What do you like about being at SimScale?
Well, as I said before, I think the transparency is amazing. And I think we gain so much by having such an incredible multicultural team. It's really amazing how much collaboration and learning you can have from people that have such varied and such a variety of experience. So I think that's something that's really special about what we have here.
Okay, cool. You were talking about Udemy before.
Yeah.
What other training initiatives do we have going on at the moment?
Well, we're looking at really developing our leadership. So for any new leader at SimScale, we really want to make sure that you're best set up for success and understanding how to navigate driving a team forward. Because I think it's easy, especially in startup environments, to kind of be thrown in the deep end and just sink or swim. And what we really want to do is, empower and equip people to be best set up for success. So that's something that's a huge initiative, especially for next year, that we're looking forward to.
Cool. But that sort of stems back into our OKR setting system and actually having that clarity and transparency of what we're all doing. We want to put people in the right direction and the business in the right direction and give them the freedom to go down those paths.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, cool. Another question here from Twitter. Yeah, I should take this one. What is our recruitment process here at SimScale?
Yeah, it's a good one.
Okay. Well, the process can vary a little bit depending on the role, which we clarify before we take it on. But in most cases, we have a set process. Initially, obviously, of receiving applications and reviewing those, and we have a first touch base with applicants at that stage to find out about the administrational factors and motivation for applying to SimScale. We have a second interview, which would again be online with the line manager. And this is more of a technical interview to find out if the skills match the role that we're looking for. Yeah. Our third stage of the process is to offer a technical case and take an example of our programmers. We would then give them a programming case to work on over a few hours. We'd definitely give them a couple of days to get that back to us, but it might take 2 to 3 hours, which gives us an idea of your programming skills in this case, and in different areas that would be adapted before our final step, which would be to get people on site, meet the team, come see what it's like here in the office, and have a final interview before making a decision.
Yeah, I think what's also really important to enforce is the fact that we do try and get back to you as soon as possible. Yeah. That's a huge value for us, that you're not just sitting there with a huge question mark, not knowing where your application has landed or what status it is. So there is a huge push from our side to make sure that you're always in the know.
Definitely. Cool. Good. Another question here. What jobs do we have going on at the moment?
Well, we're always open for initiative applicants. So if you think after having a look at SimScale that you might be a fantastic fit, we always want good people. So please feel free to apply, but you know best what we have currently open. Yeah,
I mean, we have one particular role that we've got open at the moment is that we're looking for a front-end developer. Yeah. So obviously any front-end developers out there listening to our podcast today, please reach out.
Yeah. Okay, so we have a question from Valdi. How do we onboard our employees? This is going to vary depending on the team, but the sort of consistent process will be, once you get hired and the contract is signed, you're going to get an email from me. And that's going to give you a little package, an idea of what to expect from SimScale and what lies ahead. And then on your first day, you'll meet your team. You'll get the typical process of being inundated with all of the IT and HR onboarding that is somehow unavoidable, but we try and make it fun. And then about halfway through, you'll switch on to going through your OKRs with your team lead. And that, as Chris has said before, that sets up the expectations, the understanding of what you need to succeed, and you go over them together and agree on that, and then start executing, of course, with many checkbacks and and making sure that the lines of communication are always open to ensure that you're being as well equipped to do your job as possible.
Okay, cool. Thanks, Arno. How can I get a SimScale bag? Maybe it's a bit of a joke. Definitely 2 ways that you can get a SimScale bag. One of them is to join the team, so you can get one that way, or win one of our simulation contests. So keep an eye out for those.
Yeah, get simulating. Cool. Joseph where can we find more information about the application process at SimScale?
Mhm.
Well, that should be on our website as well. If you go under careers, or of course, always reach out and apply.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. We've got a question here from Arno. Do you deliver in-house training? In-house training, I assume, in relation to simulation. And yes, that in-house training is possible for training. For that, I would reach out to our customer success team. Again, you can do that in the forum via our website.
But also as an employee, you will have access to training on our product. And every week there's different workshops on new features that have arrived. So yeah, it's an ongoing learning process here.
Yeah, definitely. Just last week I was in a simulation workshop learning how to do wind comfort simulation. And even as a complete novice, somebody that hasn't done very much simulation before, within the hour, I'd been able to learn about simulating wind comfort and had my results, which was a fantastic experience and very simple, even for such a novice to put out there.
Yeah, no, of course.
Okay, cool.
So what's made you the happiest since you started at SimScale?
The happiest? Having you in my team, Lindsie. Yeah.
Perfect.
No, I really have to say, working with the people here, we've got lots of people that really love the product that we're creating. And it comes back to what I said at the start about the product, but working with so many people that are passionate about making it work and getting our product out there to so many people. And with a tight-knit team here, I think it's a lovely place to be. And that's what makes me happy at work.
Nice.
As well as my SimScale cup.
Sim swag. Yeah, okay.
Cool.
Let's see if there's any last questions.
Got another question here. What events and things are we doing for employees in the office this year?
What events are we doing or have we done?
Well, we've got a time for a couple more, hopefully in December, right?
Yeah, no, of course there's going to be a great Christmas party, but I think we actually just polled to see what people's highlights were reflecting on the year. And I think Oktoberfest and our Summerfest were tied for top place. So if you want to learn more about that, you'll have to join the team. Okay. Yeah, and I think that's actually all the time we have. So any remaining questions can be put into the forum, and the next session will be announced soon. Thanks so much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.